So, who was Friedrich Nietzsche? A revolutionary, a madman, a genius? Or perhaps he was a man daring enough to question, brave enough to love, and passionate enough to live on the precipice between gods and the abyss? Dear viewers, we invite you on a journey through history, through tales of legends, thinkers, and visionaries who have left indelible marks on the tapestry of humanity. Welcome to Chronicles of Legends. During a period in history when individuals clung steadfastly to traditional beliefs, the era of enlightenment was rapidly gaining momentum. However, amidst this cultural shift, one individual dared to escape conventional thought and pave his own path. Friedrich Nietzsche, a renowned philosopher, philologist, and provocateur, challenged the very foundations of our understanding of concepts such as good and evil, truth and fiction, and self and society. Through his unique perspective and groundbreaking ideas, Nietzsche shook the very core of traditional philosophy and left an indelible mark on the intellectual world. He who fights with monsters should be careful lest he thereby become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you, he once wrote. The fundamental nature of Nietzsche's existence was characterized by a perpetual oscillation between the divine and the depths of the unknown. His life was a complex and intricate dance, a constant exploration of the paradoxical relationship between the essence of the gods and the unfathomable abyss. This dance embodied the core of his being, reflecting his eternal search for truth, meaning, and purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most influential philosophers of the modern era, was born in a small village in Germany in 1844. Even as a child, Nietzsche was known for his exceptional intellect and curiosity, often questioning the Lutheran beliefs deeply ingrained in his family's traditions. By the time he reached his 20s, Nietzsche had already established himself as a respected professor, with a deep understanding of classical philology that set him apart from his peers. His early life and education would go on to shape his groundbreaking philosophical ideas and the impact they would have on the world of philosophy and beyond. Beneath Friedrich Nietzsche's illustrious academic reputation and teachings lies many profound ideas that have resonated worldwide. One of his most notorious declarations boldly proclaims, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him." This statement is not intended to insult religion, but to critique Europe's unwavering confidence in science and reason. Nietzsche believed this steadfast belief had led to the murder of the divine. His ideas challenged the conventional thinking of his time and have continued to shape philosophical discourse for generations. Nietzsche's assertion that the death of God resulted from humanity's reliance on reason and science was a call to action for individuals to examine their own beliefs and question the prevailing notions of truth and morality. Nietzsche's philosophy is not merely a series of intellectual speculations. His ideas are intense, pressing, and require our full attention. His investigation into the concept of the will to power suggests that every action, no matter how selfless it may appear, is rooted in a deeper and sometimes darker desire for dominance and control. However, Nietzsche also advocates the idea of the Übermensch, or the Superman. This is a person who can transcend the narrow-mindedness, the banality, and the limitations of society and achieve true freedom. In essence, the Übermensch is a person who has committed to a higher level of existence, free from the shackles of convention and societal norms. However, let's delve into some lesser-known facets of Nietzsche's life. It is not widely known that Friedrich Nietzsche profoundly related to music. His love for the piano was matched only by his enthusiasm for composing, having created several pieces himself. He was also close friends with the accomplished composer Richard Wagner, which only demonstrates his deep affinity for music. Nietzsche believed that music had a unique ability to capture the subtleties of human existence, something that language often falls short of achieving. Through his music, Nietzsche could express himself in ways that words alone could not convey. One cannot help but be intrigued by the melancholic side of Nietzsche's life, particularly his health. Despite his undeniable genius, He was plagued by severe migraines, indigestion, and visual disturbances that often left him in torment. However, it is fascinating to note that he found inspiration even amid his pain and delirium. He famously asserted that what does not kill me makes me stronger, using his afflictions to fuel his fiery philosophies. It is a testament to his strength of character that he could turn his physical suffering into intellectual and creative prowess. Although Friedrich Nietzsche's revolutionary and influential philosophies were also subject to severe misinterpretation and manipulation. Specifically, the Nazi regime falsely co-opted Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch to justify their warped ideology of Aryan superiority. This reprehensible distortion cast shadows on Nietzsche's intellectual legacy for many decades. However, it is essential to note that Nietzsche expressed an apparent aversion to anti-Semitism and nationalism, underscoring that his ideas were never intended to be used for nefarious purposes. Despite the unfortunate appropriation of his work, Nietzsche's contributions to philosophy continue to be widely studied and debated. As we traverse the labyrinth of Nietzsche's thoughts, we come across his notion of eternal recurrence. He asks, "What if some day or night a demon were to steal after you into your loneliest loneliness and say to you, 'This life as you now live it and have lived it, you will have to live once more and innumerable times more. Would you not throw yourself down and gnash your teeth and curse the demon who spoke thus?" Nietzsche's challenge was to live a complete and genuine life that you'd willingly relive eternally. But before we bid farewell to this chapter on Nietzsche, let us be reminded of one pivotal lesson he offers. To question is to grow. In every dogma, belief, and norm we hold dear, there lies an opportunity for introspection to peel back the layers of societal imposition and unearth our own truths. His life, laden with trials and triumphs, is a poignant reminder that brilliance often emerges from strife. As we march forward in our quest for knowledge and understanding, let's channel the spirit of Nietzsche to challenge, provoke, and relentlessly seek our own path. In the words of Nietzsche, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often, and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. We at Chronicles of Legends strive to bring these timeless tales, profound philosophies, and enthralling epics to life. Friedrich Nietzsche's journey is one of the many we aim to share. If his story has struck a chord, imagine the legends waiting to be discovered. Be a part of this epic voyage through time and thought. Subscribe to Chronicles of Legends. Witness the resurgence of history, one legend at a time. Embrace the stories that shaped worlds and, in turn, allow them to reshape yours. If this exploration of Nietzsche has ignited your curiosity, our channel, Chronicles of Legends, is your sanctuary. Delve deeper, question further, and let the chronicles unfold. Subscribe now, and together, let's resurrect the legends of yesteryears.